Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. We continue looking at evolution in Islam, now looking at the question, should Muslims study evolution? Right, so there's different thoughts on this. Some people are of the opinion that it's something that you should avoid. As we've mentioned in the previous video, there's definite contradictions with Islam, and some people are of the opinion that we shouldn't even learn about it because it can contaminate your mind and things like that. And then others are of the opinion that we should learn about it so that we can understand it and see the shortfalls within the study. So it's important to learn about it, because if you learn about it, you can then argue against it also. Right? So a common argument used by people that don't believe in evolution, sometimes they'll say that, okay, so chimpanzees and apes have been in zoos for hundreds of years. How come they haven't become humans? Right? So that argument, if you go to an evolutionist or a person that believes in evolution, you're going to find that that's not what they believe, right? So it doesn't hold any water, that argument. They're going to tell you that they don't believe that chimpanzees became humans. And they also don't believe that it happens in a period of time as short as 200 years. They say it takes thousands of years for a process like speciation, the change of a species, to occur. Right? So it's important to know what the opposing thoughts and ideas are in order to argue against it. Similarly, when you find that interfaith discussions and arguments and debates, when a person knows about the other religion, they can use their scriptures against them. So sometimes maybe a person will tell you that, okay, why are you dressed in this way like a Muslim? And there's a Christian person. But then if you know a bit about Christianity, you tell them that, okay, you guys believe in Maryam alayhi salam, or Mary, as they call her. In their churches, they've got these drawings and statues and whatever else. How is she dressed in that? How do they show Isa alayhi salam dressed in their drawings and things like that there, right? So you'll find that they are shown dressed in very similar to the way the Muslim people dress. So then that person would then think and say, actually, these people are following our religion better than us, right? So it's good to know the opposing arguments, because then you can use it very effectively in a debate. And we know that every action is judged by its intention. So you can change your intention. Sometimes our learners are forced to learn about it because it's part of the syllabus. So while doing biology or life sciences, you'll find that at a particular grade or in specific topics, evolution is included in the textbooks and the syllabus, and there's no way of leaving it out because it has to be completed as part of the teaching plan of the year, and it comes out in the assessment. So even in this case, we should understand that just because you learn about something doesn't mean that it should change your belief. But the good thing is, from the start, there is awareness that there is conflict between evolution and religion. So you're aware of this. You'll be more cautious when learning about it. Also, there's different levels of thinking, right? So when we look at thinking, a lower level of thinking is reading something and then recalling or remembering it from your knowledge. That's just a lowest level of using your brain ability. But of a higher level would be to understand something, not just be able to repeat it like a parrot, but to understand it. And another higher level than that would be applying your knowledge in a new situation, analyzing information, evaluating information. Right? So we can learn about it and evaluate it and analyze it and see the shortfalls of that argument and compare it with other sources of information. And that would be a higher level of thinking, right? So just because you read something doesn't mean you have to believe it. If you've learned about it, doesn't mean it's going to change your belief. And you'll find that evolution isn't really a matter of belief necessarily, right? that's why you'll find that some scientists use this argument that if you ask them, do you believe in evolution? They say, even though they're evolutionists, they say, I don't believe in evolution. It's not about belief. It's, do you believe in photosynthesis, for example, right? So it's not about believing in something. So they're taking it as a phenomenon that doesn't require belief. And we know that it's a conflict with the religious belief and the narration of truth that is mentioned in the Quran. So it's definitely going to be incorrect, right? So through the course of these videos, we'll look at the evidences of evolution also in the next one, and we'll be comparing them and looking at the loopholes and the shortfalls of those so-called evidences. So when it comes to studying about this topic, obviously there might be some level of being uncomfortable or discomfort that comes about from studying this topic. But remember that you don't have to change your belief system. You don't have to say that you believe in this in an examination. For example, if you're writing, you don't need to write, I believe, or I think. Nowhere in an exam do they ask you in sciences for what you believe, right? Very rarely they ask for your opinion. Generally, they want you to discuss what has been taught. So the way we write your answer, you can write that Charles Darwin believed that, or some scientists or evolutionists think that, or say that this happens in this way. So by saying that, you're also stating it in a way that you're not personalizing it or linking that information to you, right? So you link it to those people that are saying such theories or beliefs or laws or whatever you want to call it. Okay, so in the next video, we'll be looking at the evidences of evolution, and we'll be breaking them down, comparing it with evidence in the rest of life sciences, and seeing if it really matches up to a standard or criterion that can give it some degree of credibility.